Hi folks, it's Charlie here from Service Please. Today with you I have a man who came to Ireland in the late 90s, came here because of his heart and with love, got into hospitality, worked in places, so many fine dining places, it's hard to mention, P.C. Shanahan's, Bennett's, Coppinger Row, went from that, pivoted from that got into his love of wine. And from his love of wine and food, had a dream in his head about opening something that I think is a really great concept, which is your local neighbourhood bottle shop. So I'm going to introduce you to Darren from Cooper's Bottleshop in Clontarf and Sutton.
Thank
Darren,
you, Charlie.
thanks so much for coming in, enjoying
Pleasure,
us and giving us your time. Nice, looking forward to it.
Thank you for having me. Delighted to be here, bro. Genuinely.
So I have this thing so I was reluctant to do it. And started to change as you said, I started to do my exercises, started to do my stretches, I flapped around with yoga a bit, but the stretching was like a huge part. And then trying to work on the core muscles.
That's exactly it.
The core muscles are the key.
Yeah, 100%.
And in our game, we're on our feet so much.
Yeah, and there's the leaning forward.
Yeah, the bending over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tall, which means I'd be hunched.
Yeah.
And I see it with my son now.
Yeah.
And now what I do when I stand with people, I try and spread both my legs out.
Right,
So it looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because instead of it means it just brings me down this much.
And you're not hunching
I'm not
yourself
hunching over,
Yeah.
And then, you're doing that, you're on the floor, you get from the floor into the kitchen where everything up speed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might even bust into a jog.
Yeah.
You're grabbing something up here, you're doing all this stuff. So, it's a kind of it's a bit of a hospitality thing, isn't it? Or
I definitely think it is, for sure.
Like
that leaning over constantly.
Even
and
the
actually,
tables. You know when you get into the tables?
And if you've got like a sink that is slightly lower.
That's the fucking the kitchens. Everything's set up for
Do you know
people
what
that
I
are like
mean?
5'8".
Yeah, little short fuckers.
5'6" even, yeah. Bunch of Mexicans in there, pygmies. What about the tall folks? Wouldn't it be great to have benches, chef's tables that are actually...
Yeah, you could raise them.
And
lower them.
Like
you're onto something there, mate.
I'm onto something there, mate. Okay,
Make
guys from
quid.
Bonzo.
Yeah.
Guys from...
Exactly.
But is that a cost? Why did they not do that? It's probably not a huge cost if you think about what people pay for kitchens.
I don't know. Like I've seen stuff where there was a guy and he had broken his back and he was in the kitchen and he had this contraption that was made for him, especially for his own kitchen as well, which had it was almost like one of them, like a swing system, right? That you would get in somebody's bedroom, possibly, right?
I've seen your eye change when you said swing there. That's swing.
Yeah.
In a playground.
Exactly. In a playground. Exactly. In a playground, right?
Playgrounds exist
but it's
in
got
different
like
places.
It's got like a trail. So the trail runs through the roof and he's able to go up and down and then it's like a cross. So he can go around in the kitchen, but he's sitting in this thing that's fully harnessed in and he's able to work.
Is that a commercial kitchen, obviously?
And it's a commercial kitchen.
Must be a pretty good fucking chef.
Well, yeah, it must be. He's banging out the food. So I'm sure that there's different ways and I'm sure, there could be a day when he's not feeling it and they must be able to do something with the equipment, do you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and come here, listen, that must have been a big wake-up call then about, like, one of the things I like to talk about is, work-life balance.
Yeah.
And, the fact that nowadays, chefs 15 years ago don't do the 70 hours anymore mostly. A lot of people working in the industry don't, or they get burnt out and they leave and you lose them. So, like, just wellness and, people's, mental health is important now. So was that a big wake up for Carl? Like you were just opening your first wine bar, Cooper's.
Yeah.
And you got this leg. What happened exactly? Were you like in the build?
I woke up one morning. I was getting sciatica and back pain. I'd gone to see the doctor. And they were like,
pills.
Yeah, give you pills, give you tablets, you'll be fine. And it just steadily got worse. Anyway, I went to see this specialist and he was basically, I guess he was shocked at the speed and the deterioration from, I guess, the symptoms from one being a back issue to sciatica to then not being able to move your left leg. And in my mind, I'm like, right, in your mind as well, I'm sure, when you've got shit to do, you fucking get on with it. You do it.
You do.
Don't think about, you've got family to feed.
Yeah.
You've got a business to open. You've got stuff that's in your head, and this, your body, is not focused. You're not focusing on that at all. You know, and you're like, do you know what? It'll be grand. It'll be grand. It'll be grand. It'll be grand. And then all of a sudden, you get a wake up call, and you're like, nah, you're being prepped for surgery on Monday. And I'm like, I can't. No, you are going in. There's no choice.
How long before the opening was this?
So that was, I had opened Cooper's. I was open about a week.
You opened what, December 24?
Yeah, so no, I'd opened December, I think I'd opened December the 10th. So basically, I got the keys. The landlord, I'd got the keys in November. I kind of forgot what I was doing, just busy, building up for Christmas. And then he said to me, Darren, you know that you're paying rent from December. That was on the 1st, that was, say, the 31st of November. So I was like, fuck, okay. I hadn't even been into the shop, right?
Fucking turned it around in no time.
I walked in on the Monday, I opened on the Wednesday. I was like, I am not fucking about
That's not the one that used to be the dog grooming place, is it?
Yeah. It was disgusting. It stank. I spent 3 days cleaning the
You
bloody
kept the
kit.
handle anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I like the handle.
Yeah, I kept the handles.
Cool handle.
Yeah, of
bone
course.
handle, the dog
Nostalgia, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
What it was.
So, yeah, and then I opened for a week, and then I was in hospital for a week, and then I didn't go back until January. So I was like, and my wife, God bless her, I couldn't do this without her. Seriously, she was the one that basically kept Cooper's open, as did the staff and her friends. But even just moving forward with the two places now, what she does in the background, like, you know, it's her more so. Do you know, that kind of way?
Yeah. But you guys are a team.
Yeah, very much so.
And you have been for a long time.
Very much so.
You know
26 years, man.
I mean, Cooper, who is your eldest, isn't
Yeah.
he? He's your lad.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's where the name came from.
Exactly.
You know, so you guys are 26 years.
26 years, bro.
Fucking a long time. Congratulations, man. You're a man. Yeah.
Thank you.
And she has she knows retail.
Yes.
Yeah. So that helps. She knows how to deal with the public and stuff. And you must have had a good crew in there.
In Cooper's?
Yeah, like to open. It was Christmas time. You're in, No,
like there was one guy that we had working, Ollie, English lad, great experience where wine was concerned, really knowledgeable, and he was very, very helpful. But there was only the two of us,
right?
You know, and then Ollie went away for Christmas, so there wasn't anybody. Right. It was just myself and Anne, and then I was away.
And were you doing food at this stage? No. Right? Okay, yeah, because that would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would have been carnage. So,
and it was Christmas as well in Sutton.
Yeah.
You're on the high street.
Yeah.
Kind of in a good pitch.
Yeah.
So you must have been busy, like.
We were busy, yeah. Like
wine at Christmas, you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. You have to get open. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I feel as well, though, you know, just opening, of the momentum of opening at Christmas time, obviously for people to come down and see something new, there's nothing in Sutton, you know? So to have that, we needed to have at least 2 weeks, you know, because I feel like if we'd have left it and we'd have opened in January, then there was no point doing it. You know, people came down because they were in that festive.
Yeah, dry January. Who wants to open a fucking dry January?
Exactly. You know, I don't think they do dry January in Sutton.
Thankfully for you.
Exactly. Touch.
Too close to the sea for dry January.
Come on. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I feel like where Sutton's concerned as well, we blessed with the location, you know. Like it's mad. There's nothing in Sutton, man.
Yeah, do you know what? I bring my mother up to Sutton because she goes to a hearing aid place.
Yeah, okay.
You know that one, Hidden Hearing?
Yeah.
So anyway, long story, different story. So I've been up there a bit and there's not, it's just those shops.
There's the shops, there's Super Value, there's a few other little places, but like generally, I think the only eatery or bar is the Chinese above me and then the Marine Hotel from a restaurant perspective in Sutton.
Yeah, where you go, and eat,
So there's nothing.
So people
else
have been
there.
screaming out for it because, like, it seems to be really well received from the community there.
Yeah.
People have been like, "Thank God, somebody's done
Yeah.
something here that we can go and do."
Yeah.
I've seen it on socials and stuff.
Yeah.
That's following through. That's
Yeah.
converting in sales
Yeah.
and stuff. Is it?
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I I feel blessed with, and I'm not a religious person or nothing like that, but to feel like there's a community out there that genuinely want you to succeed, and they will, and they rally around, and they support you, and they understand. I guess, you know, it's like anything. I think COVID really kind of cemented this fact in all of us. You know, that if you don't support your local shops, they're gonna go. They're going to go. You know, like, for example, the coffee side of things, and we started doing coffee, but you've got the likes of Insomnia there. There's Manetta, which is an institution now in Sutton for the sandwiches and stuff. They're fucking great, the two girls. You've got Starbucks. Then Higgins is doing their coffee, but people don't want to go to Starbucks and they don't want to go to Insomnia. They want to support the small guys.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
You know?
so Costa is owned by Coca-Cola now.
That's
isn't it?
right, yeah.
Like a lot of those ones,
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So, like,
So it's great that you're doing, and people actually
it.
choose to go to you
100%.
because they want to support local.
And
It is, yeah. It's brilliant to see that.
it is good. It is good. And even where the wine is concerned, I can't compete with Super Value. I'm not trying to. I can't compete with Odd Bins or Just the Vine in Portmarnock. You know, these places are institutions. These places have great wines and they have a great product. You know, I'm not trying to compete with them. I'm trying to do my own thing. But people see that. We do the tastings. We stick them up. They sell out within an hour. You know?
Yeah,
So-
it's there. You've got Simon Turlin.
Yeah,
shortly,
Simon's
isn't
coming
it?
in,
Simon,
yeah.
he's pretty well known wine buff, and his
Yeah.
knowledge is
He's amazing.
deadly.
He's such a great
when's
guy.
that night on? Or
The
that-
30th.
The 30th.
Yeah,
this
the
month,
30th, yeah. So we put it up yesterday and it sold out, I think it was an hour. It was 25 tickets gone, you know, which is great.
Happy day. How many have you
Yeah.
had now? Do you do them monthly?
Monthly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
snapped up like that.
Yeah. Every single one.
Yeah,
you know?
you were saying to me you've the next one coming that's coming in November,
Yes,
and you were going to have some couple of tickets for some of our listeners.
of course.
You know, so that'd be
absolutely.
pretty
Well, you
cool.
in particular, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's going to come down. Bless us with his presence. Yes, Charlie.
Not for me, man. We give it to the peoples. The peoples, you know, our peeps. But listen, to take you back a little bit, Darren.
Yeah.
You know, you came over to Ireland
Yeah.
in 99, I think, was it? 99,
99,
2000?
yeah.
It was around then,
2000,
beginning of the
yeah.
noughties.
Yeah.
I was actually living in London at the time.
Yeah.
You're a Londoner, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how,
Yeah.
you know, where you started in hospitality.
I started here.
Yeah. So this is what I mean. You came over here.
I came over here.
What brought you to Ireland? How did you end up coming here?
Anne brought me to Ireland. My
Yeah.
wife brought me to Ireland.
Okay. Like all good stories.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
heart.
yeah,
Started
yeah.
with the heart.
Exactly. So yeah, came over. She was pregnant. A little boy was born a couple of months later, Cooper. And then I'd got a job, right? This is mental. I got a job in Velour on South William Street. Do you remember that little restaurant? It used to be called Peacock Alley.
Oh, yeah.
remember?
Yeah. It used to be a judging place, Peacock Alley. Who had it? Your man, the fancy chef.
Oh, what's his name?
Conrad Gallagher?
Conrad Gallagher. Yes.
Conrad Gallagher?
Yes.
Conrad, yeah.
Conrad
I knew him
Gallagher.
from London.
Yes.
He'd opened restaurants
Bad
there.
bastard,
Yeah.
excuse me. But yeah, no, nice geezer.
Yeah. I knew him in the late 90s. Go on.
So that changed to Velour, and there was these two lads, Alan and Andrew, that were running it. It was the same as there used to be the boozer up on where's that place? Camden Street, called the Green Rooms. Is it? Was it the Green Rooms? Anyway, the two lads own that pub, and they own this restaurant called Velour. And Velour was like this, but it was purple and it was velvet, and it had these booths, and the kitchen was downstairs. Right? I'd never worked in a restaurant before in my life.
Did you blag the job or did you tell them?
Of course I blagged the job.
Okay, that's another thing.
But I mean, within reason, I was a runner, right? So I used to run up and down the stairs, put the food on top. There used to be this geezer called Michael Lydon, who was a waiter there. Very good friend of mine.
I know Michael.
You know Michael.
Yeah,
so he passed
yeah,
away
yeah,
a few years
that's
ago.
right,
but
yeah. Bless
Beautiful,
him,
beautiful
yeah.
guy.
Lovely fella.
So he used to be one of the waiters there, and you know, he'd take the food and he'd give it out. And I'm like, man, I want to do what he does, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Alan says to me one day, I think I'd been working there a month or two. He's like, look, you know, you can work on the floor today. I was like, okay, fine. So I set the restaurant up. I'm left-handed when I eat. So I set the restaurant up left-handed.
Set the whole lot up the wrong way.
That? Yeah. He came up, he was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, oh, no. Nah, Liberty, off to a bad start, mate. So, started in Valour, the Stamper, then Town Bar and Grill, a few other little places, Eli CHQ with Eric and Michelle for a year, opened Bentley's with Richard.
You'd always been, you kind of went straight to the top of hospitality a bit, didn't you?
It was kind of...
You were always in pretty plush joints and kind of... You know, look, you have a presence, Darren. You have, you know,
thank you.
You have a way with people. You have a way of, you know,
draw the money.
Extraction.
Exactly. Yes,
you know?
Give it to me.
Which you will feel when you went to the wine shop. Because then they just spend 20 quid. You're going to make 3 bottles for 30 quid a pop.
Exactly.
You know, and then you worked with the lads in Copper for quite a bit.
Yeah, so that was a great one actually, because for me, what had happened was I'd worked in Bentley's for a year, and it was a really tough wake-up call to, I guess, the way in which restaurants and management can be, doing 90 hours a week. With little thanks, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
And you would have been on a salary back then, were you?
Yeah.
So you were getting, you first told about the salary, you think it's great, then you figured out you're getting paid less than the runner.
Yeah, and then you're getting bent over.
Yeah, you're getting paid less per hour than the runner. Yeah, because you're doing...
Really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough. So I left there and I actually went to Pizza Express. What's that?
Milano's, yeah.
And I guess where that was concerned, it was just like a switch off. Do you know that kind of way?
You just do the job, clock in, clock out.
Just do the job, clock in, clock out. They pay you well. But from a back of house perspective, right, and the cleanliness, the paperwork, all of that, they have, it's like a McDonald's basically.
Yeah, they have systems, they have the procedures, they have, you know, SOPs.
Yeah.
You know, which is a great thing when you're going to open your own place. You need that shit.
Yeah. So that year working there really opened my eyes to the other side of business.
Yeah. I worked at McDonald's for 2 months.
Really?
For that reason.
Yeah. It was amazing.
I wanted to know, like, it's one of the most successful food flings in London. Though. I did it, I think it was 6 weeks or something. Yeah.
But again, you took, and what you grasped from that is invaluable. Now,
you know? Big time, especially running your own place. Yeah. Now, you know?
So, and then after that, I went and worked with the lads, because Billy was working there, Kieran, Mark and Connor from Coppinger Row. And, like, that was 5 years of carnage. Like, it was the best 5 years. Do you know what that taught me, right? It taught me that, I guess, the place, the atmosphere, the music, the ambience is actually more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of way? And I think we did that. I don't think that there has been a place, or there will be a place, that actually generated that vibe in a restaurant like we did for those, you know, say 8 years when it was in its heyday.
From 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like there was 14, no place
15,
that could touch Coppinger Row. For service, for speed of service, for speed of food. Yeah, okay, we got hit sometimes. But like, and then the atmosphere, like, it was untouchable. Everybody wanted to replicate that.
And that was where, like, you know, you would sit in as a customer and you would see there's a vibe with the team.
Totally.
A positive vibe.
100%.
And even when the shit hit the fan, everyone was pulling together.
100%.
And when it wasn't under so much pressure, people were kind of having the crack but getting the job done.
Yeah.
And that's the sweet spot that's hard to hit.
Yeah, really hard
to
hit. No, it was amazing. And then I guess all good things come to an end. You know, where that was concerned.
But that's the saying. What is it? I heard, it's not mine, but I think it's brilliant. Good food, you know, you've got your food, your service, and say your ambience. Like, you know, ambience and service, the vibe in a place, can make an average meal excellent. Yeah. But if you get bad service and ambience and you've got the fucking best meal, right, it's brilliant culinary. It doesn't make the whole experience excellent. It doesn't even make it good. You're still going to have a problem. It could be the best stuff, but you're actually going to have a problem. And that's why service is so important and it's so vital. The person you're dealing with, what's going on for them, you know, that's like, and that's the thing that we were talking earlier about, you know, chains. That's the difference between an independence now, which, you know, is something that you are, is that personal touch. People going in, you probably know such and such a customer comes in and what kind of wine he likes, what his grape is. And you're like, do you know what, I found this one. It's a little bit left of what you normally do.
That little touch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the little touch.
Yeah, the personalised bit.
I think it's the same though, when you think about it, and it's actually funny that you touched on it, but you can equate that to, say, social media and even what we're doing now, for example, right? And from a perspective of, right, okay, so you're in a restaurant, like you said, the food is great, but the service is shit, or it's not great, the ambience isn't quite there, right? You leave feeling disappointed, right? Even though the product that you paid for was great, but it was the package, right? But from a perspective of that personal interaction, right, and that human interaction, so everything's moving digital now, everything's moving to AI or social media and all that sort of stuff, but yet the most popular, from what I think, stances of, I guess, social media or digital interaction is the human side of it. So it goes to show really how important, you know, people want to see, people buy into the human aspect of things. That's what I'm saying.
Like we were talking about earlier.
That's exactly
it. About, you know, the videos.
Yeah, that's it.
The videos
that's it.
there. You know,
and
Darren here from
exactly.
the, you know, meet the
buying
crew.
into Charly, buying into Darren, buying into whoever. And when you're at that meal and you're sitting there and the waiter, he's got something about and there's a little bit of a vibe or whatever, you buy into him. That connection.
Yeah.
And then everything else, if it's good, is just a bonus on top of that. You know, and if it ain't good, then at least he was good. And you leave thinking he was good.
Yeah.
But, that was grand, but he was amazing.
Yeah. And that's the thing now, though, with, I mean, hospitality and getting people into hospitality, or people wanting to work in it.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the things you hear out there is it's hard to get staff, it's hard to get good staff, it's hard to get people that you know, have the interpersonal skills as well because of the phones.
Yeah.
People sometimes they're not great at eye contact one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you find that? Like getting over that bit. Staff perspective, finding good staff and then retaining them, keeping them, you know.
It's been a really strange, I guess from a restaurant perspective and working in the restaurants, you know, you'd put out your feelers and you'd you know, maybe use a company to go and find the staff, and then you'd vet them and you'd go through your CV. So it's a traditional way of doing things. And we were always quite lucky. I've always been quite lucky in the staff that we've employed. I also have that mindset where, and this really came from working in Pichet with Jeremy, but it was more like you've got a week. If you don't feel that week or if they're not right fit, then just straight away, don't try and, you know, fit around.
Yeah, 3 days, you know, is what I do. 3 days, 3 shifts. I do 3 shifts, and everyone's on trial. You're on trial as a business.
100%.
They might decide I don't like the vibe in here.
It's the both of us.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Because nowadays, you know, not just the employee, the person joined the team. 100%. The business is on, and the rest of the people they're working with.
100%.
And what's my manager like? Is he a dick? Is she, you know?
Now,
what's the chef like? Am I getting shouted at?
Yeah. Now, I think I put out one thing on Instagram to say that we were looking for staff, and that was a while ago, but I really haven't, and I know this is going to sound a little bit fucking wooey, right? But like, it's almost like I put it out into the universe, I'm looking for somebody, right? And it comes. Like, you know, Ollie, when I was looking for somebody, he came, he sent an email, and I looked for his CV and employed him, right? Now there's this young lady, Rebecca, who's come on board. There was a girl that I interviewed last week. I thought she was great. It didn't work out. And I'm like, fuck, I really need somebody. And then an email comes in. And it's every scenario like that. If it's not a friend that has said, look, this person's looking for somebody, or, you know, there's just been this constant flow of good people.
Nice.
Touch wood.
It's just aligned lovely for you.
You know, yeah, it's all lining up. And I feel blessed. I feel lucky that I've been able to, I guess, have that work for me, because it is difficult to find staff, and it is difficult to find the right staff, you know.
Absolutely, we had somebody like that who just, and that's what I said, the universe sent him into us. Got off a plane from Australia, and the first place he walked into was our place. And my partner, my sister Paula, was chatting to him, and she was on host, and straight away she was like, hold on, wait there.
Yeah.
And she came to me and
Yeah.
said, "Come here, you got to meet this guy."
Amazing.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
Darren, he's actually coming on the podcast actually because
Really?
his journey's really interesting. He's actually working in the sauna now,
Excuse me.
the sauna and the ice baths. He's,
Really, yeah?
he's quite into wellness and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So but he started in hospitality, and it's an education like that is for people being able to to work in this, the life
100%.
skills you get.
100%.
You know, you have your son in it, right? Your kids are working with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're all there.
same here. Do you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And it isn't, do you not find it's such an education for them? It's skills they're going to use in life later, whatever they do.
100%, right? And I think, you know, it's all well and good being able to learn the numbers and whatever it is that you want to study. But communication is key. Communication is key. When you look at the way in which society goes at the moment, right? And it's like you hear of stories where somebody's made a phone call to a member of staff and that member of staff has freaked out because the boss has rung them, right? When normally they would deal with text messages or emails, and then it's a little bit out of the norm that the boss picked up the phone and rang. He just picked up the phone because he wanted an answer straight away.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there was an issue, but that
I haven't
way,
had that yet, but I can imagine it.
do you know that kind of way?
Yeah,
It breeds
it's
anxiety, and it's like, it's just a fucking conversation, you know? And even like watching my kids and, you know, I say to them, go and talk to that lady or go and talk to that man or put that over there. And, you know, my daughter was a little bit apprehensive and she's 16. And I'm like, go and do it. You know, do it. It's important that you step out of your comfort zone because they're people. You need to know how to interact with people. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, absolutely,
you know?
yeah. And
So
that's
you
what
have
helps them.
But this is it, you know? And look, whether they step into my business or whether they step into their own or do something else, you know, they need those life skills. You know, regardless.
Oh, no, absolutely. Whatever they end up doing, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
So...
And come here, just to jump back,
Yeah,
right,
go on.
with Cooper's, you'd worked in all these places, and
Yeah.
you know, when did Cooper's start in here in your mind? It opened in December 24, right? But when did you have this idea? Do you know what? I want to do a wine shop, takeaway wine by the glass, some food, some antipasta, with some tunes, maybe at the weekend. Like, when was it? Was it evolving for long? Because you'd worked in the industry a good while.
Yeah, to be honest,
And I remember talking to you on the street. Darren, I thought it was pre-COVID, and you were saying to me,
Yeah.
"I've got this idea."
Yeah.
And what I loved
pre-COVID.
about you was, I'd asked you about it, and you said, "I'm not telling you."
did I say that?
Yeah, you wouldn't tell me. Yeah, and I like that though, because you didn't want to be shouting about it. You didn't want to be shy talking about it. It was
That's
still
not
it
like
must-
me because I normally blurt out loads of
Yeah,
shit.
no, maybe
Wow.
you just didn't want to tell me.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to
Charlie.
open a wine shop. A fucker's going to open a wine shop on me. But I love that
really,
because you were like,
yeah.
no, and maybe it was just in the embryonic stages in your head.
Possibly, yeah.
But you were like, no, I've got this idea.
Yeah,
you know.
I feel
when
like-
yeah.
I don't like. I mean, where the shop thing was concerned, so I'd opened up a place in Raheny with a friend, and it didn't work out. But it was a wine shop, and it was too small. It was kind of like maybe just slightly bigger than this place here, and it kind of evolved into what we do where Cooper's is concerned inadvertently. Just when we were doing tastings, I was doing tastings there, and then I'd have the music because I liked music. And it didn't work out, and it didn't work out for me. And I was always then thinking to myself, right, I'd like to get a bigger premises and do the same thing. So it's a wine shop, but have people come in, wine by the glass, have a snack menu, and just have a vibe. Do you know that kind of way?
The energy we spoke about earlier.
Exactly. But where Cooper's was concerned in Sutton, it just goes to show, right, Charlie, I opened that place with 700 quid, right?
Yeah.
I opened that place, I walked in, I moved shelves, right? I cleaned the place, I covered one row of shelves because they were fucking horrible, with a dust sheet and stuck those fairy lights that are outside
Yeah. Behind the dust sheet.
behind the dust sheet, right?
Yeah.
Speaker, really low lighting,
Yeah.
and a couple of seats, right?
Yeah.
And it kicked off. And it wasn't about
Brilliant.
It wasn't about the look of the place. It was about the feel. It was about the energy. It was so fucking dark in there that you couldn't see the shitness.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted.
Yeah. It was a mood. It was a vibe.
That's exactly.
And
it.
there was nothing there. And your demographic is good in Sutton.
Yeah.
Kind of people who will come and spend
100%.
on a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
And they'll want to, instead of getting shit out of, a supermarket.
Exactly. Or go to the pub and it's a crap bottle of wine. So, I guess that the thought process was always there. I kind of really didn't know, I guess, how or what it was going to be until the customer dictated.
Okay, we're getting feedback from people on what they were into.
Well, you know what people are like. Oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Oh, if I was doing it, I'd do this. Well, fucking do it then.
You did put a call out on your social saying, "Give us some feedback. What do you think? What do you want?"
True that. I didn't mean it literally though.
People came in the door going, "Darren, I got an idea for you."
Totally.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Basically.
But that's about building community as well, though, what you were doing there. And it is all about community. And community is kind of where it's at now.
Yeah.
And that's the... Okay, you went out to Sutton. I know Anna's from Hopes, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so that side of town.
Yeah.
I mean, was that a conscious thing, got doing Sutton? Was it something that came up there?
It was a conscious thing because I realised that there was nothing in Sutton. So I always wanted to be in Sutton. And I always wanted to be on that side of the cross rather than the super value side. Because I felt like if you think... From Sutton Cross, right, and from where we are, to the Summit pub, there is nothing in between.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I actually was looking at a place which was slightly further down. Used to be called Base at the Creek. It was like a little kind of newsagents, but it had an outdoor area, and actually from the shop you could see the sea. So I was thinking to myself, you know what, that would be perfect in the summertime. But from a logistical perspective, the shop and the premises that we're in now, there's parking. You're closer to the shops. So from that footfall,
it's better.
It makes a lot more sense.
And the traffic is slower. It's obviously
100%.
poxy traffic in Sutton Cross.
100%.
That's good for you. They all stop and they're looking at yours.
Yeah, and I have the movies on the background, right?
Yeah. The projector on.
So
there's moving lights.
Movies. Yeah.
Just moving lights takes the eye. Brings somebody in there. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess going back to the original question, I kind of always felt like opening a business was, when you're trying to strive for something and it's just always just that little bit too far that you don't know how to just actually get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess that was my own head putting obstacles in my way. Though.
Yeah, your head can do that on you, and it can put up the reasons why you can't.
Exactly.
That's
exactly
this.
Yeah.
And you might have, and the project you were thinking about might have been too big.
100%.
I need $100,000 budget to do this the way I want to do it.
That's exactly it. And I was trying to open a restaurant in North Strand, and I think that was the place that I was thinking about before I'd seen you. So when I'd seen you, that was the place in North Strand that I was looking at.
Okay.
And it just didn't work out, and for good reason. It wasn't right. It wasn't the right thing to do. And I guess, what's that saying? If something's right for you, it won't pass you by.
Yeah, if something's for you, it won't pass you by. Yeah, so true. So, yeah.
And I kind of believe that now.
And is that something you always had, Darren? That's, quite a mindful approach, right? And I like that. And I would think, like, even though you spoke about, with your crew, they kind of just materialised for you.
Yeah.
You got that email the other day saying, with a staff member coming in,
Yeah. I think more recently, I think I never probably tuned into it when I was younger, but even, I remember coming over and my whole mindset was, if I don't go, I don't know. If it doesn't work, then at least I can say I've given it a go. And the two of us can put our hands up, and say, look, we tried. Now we've been together 26 years, which is an amazing achievement. So I guess I've always had that mindset. And I guess now being older and actually tuning more into oneself, as we all are, and being more mindful and trying to be more healthy mentally as well as physically, it definitely plays a massive role in the way in which I guess, see the world or see the way in which I
your perspective on life.
Yeah, exactly.
Perspective on life.
Yeah.
Moving through it.
Yeah, totally. Like even, the whole, I don't know, microdosing type stuff, and trying to, I guess, use.
Do you microdose?
Yeah, I have done. Yeah, I haven't done for a while, but I know when I was opening Cooper's, I'd done it.
Yeah.
Just through that Christmas period, just to try and get a little bit more focus.
Yeah, because you're like a lot of people, and myself included, you're neurodivergent.
Yeah.
With your,
with the way in which
where your brain works.
Yeah, and doing 100 things at once.
Yeah.
And not,
Yeah.
It's a fucking trying to finish one thing, and then you finish it, but you've done 10 things in between finishing that.
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
So
And there's massive research behind that, and just evidence, and you've obviously felt it.
Yeah.
You know,
it does work though.
Yeah, as opposed to, there's other people I know who spoke about this, privately. So I won't name them, but and they have, and you know them. And again, there seems to be a lot in hospitality.
Yeah.
Because you need to. It's a skill, being able to have 8 things on the go at once. And it's a skill you need to be on the floor in a restaurant when you're watching the bar, you're watching the host stand, you're watching the kitchen.
Stay calm as well, Charlie.
Yeah, you got to be the swan, man, swimming upstream.
Yeah, totally.
The legs are going, you're looking cool as a cucumber.
You're fucking dying inside, bro.
Fucking hell. So you got to put on this mask or cloak, which in itself is a bit of a, can actually tough. For your own, it's tough. And personal, for your own personal headspace can be hard.
Yeah.
Because then you got to be able to just take it off.
Yeah.
And not flip.
Yeah.
And there's the kitchen door.
Yeah.
From the restaurant to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And, some people, go in there and there's a fucking, there's a change where they go, there's, yeah, and it's mental, and that's why there's so much shit goes down in there, and people pop.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's hard. It's crazy to think what happens in that kind of a.
It's tough, and I guess that's one of the reasons why where the food side of things is concerned, where Cooper's, I've been quite reluctant to. Well, I'm not doing it anyway. It's not going to be a restaurant. I'm not doing cooked food. I'm not doing any of that shit because. I don't need that fucking stress.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, seriously.
I love your opening hours.
Yeah. Oh,
I love your opening hours.
For me, is the biggest thing ever. People say
that's
to me...
That's the life balance.
100%. Why don't you stay open later? Because I don't fucking want to.
Yeah. And do you know what? I know to go down to Cooper's, if I want to get that nice bottle of wine, I get off my arse at 7:30.
Exactly.
You're up until 8?
Yeah, 8 on 8
midweek.
9, and then 9 at the weekends.
9 at the weekend, yeah. So I, if I want a Wednesday night bottle,
come in early.
Or I'm going home and I'll do it now, as opposed to thinking I'll pop down at 8:30 or 9.
That's it. Like, Charlie, and also you know yourself, right? We've all been there working for establishments, right? And, you finish at 12, it's too late to go to the boozer, so you sit down and you have a glass of wine, and you're listening to music or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're cashing up or you're doing your shit, right? But then you don't get out till 2 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, right, and also from a punter's perspective as well, like they turn into different people after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you've got the good ahead of them.
They turn into something.
Yeah,
do you know?
You've got before they. Yeah, that's the other big bit.
Else. They do.
You're not getting the messiness.
Well,
yeah, you're not getting the messiness and the arseholisms.
No. So, and from a staffing perspective as well, these are young people that work in my place, right? Yeah. They might not have the skills to deal with young people, with drunk people.
Yeah.
I don't want to put them in that position.
Yeah.
And I feel it would be wrong and short-sighted of me to try and get that extra hour out of it, right? And then also, they're staying there cashing up or they're doing the close up. It's too late for them to go to the boozer. And then they're sitting in my gaff drinking, which is fine. They can all have a drink after work, I'll take that. We'll take that back, actually.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Did you hear that, guys? Open a fresh bottle.
But like... now
it means they can do that and be home at 11:30.
They've still got their social side of things for them, and it's important.
Yeah,
it really
and
is.
People
important.
come in earlier, and because you're a small enough niche venue like that, you don't need to have 150 people in there.
No,
you're full with 20 and packed with 35, 40. Yeah. Well, with the outside in the winter and the summer, it's different.
Yeah, like we have. So every Saturday now we have. Lucas, my middle son, DJs, If he's not available, then we'll get other DJs. And he'll DJ in Clontarf.
Right.
So we have the controller there, nice speakers, nice sound system, and he'll come down from 7 to 9 o'clock and just play edits, funky tunes, you know, and it's a vibe, man, and people love that, and it's something a little bit different, you know.
Do you give them a brief on what to play?
Sometimes, like, to be honest, it's more so, you know, that they get carried the way they want to turn it up.
Of course,
and
every
they want to turn the
DJ,
bass up,
musician,
and it's all about ego. I'm like, fucking turn it down.
Yeah.
Turn it down. There's people upstairs, there's people next door, you know. But at the same time, I also don't want to hear people talking, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to know what I'm chatting up to. So
it's
such about
important.
my business.
Turn it up. You know, turn it up to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So on a Saturday, like the last couple of Saturdays have been great. They're great anyway. Right. But I feel that this has added to that. It's something a little bit different.
Yeah. It's an experience.
Yeah.
People are going in there, and actually, the other thing about closing at 9 is people are leaving wanting more.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They're not ripping the arse out of it.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? They're actually leaving, going, and they're on a high, they're on a buzz.
That's my.
And I'd say the local pub loves you because some of them tip over there, I'm sure.
Yeah, when I send them down as well. But like that would be a thing in my whole psyche. Would like say, for example, the pastries, and they sell out within an hour. Tough, come earlier. They've sold out. That's the point.
And every day they're fresh.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? These are not, you know, when they're gone, they're gone.
Exactly. So you come in at 10 to 9 or 5 to 9, I'll give you a drink, but you can have one and you need to be out by 9:30.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Why? Because you come earlier next time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you leave that anticipation there for people.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the language. The other things that I would say, and Paula is mad about this, is saying to the crew, we didn't run out, we sold out.
Yeah.
Like with the fresh product, we
It's
sold out. That's it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's different. Like we sold out. People got here early and they bought the product because they love it. You know, and it's the same where the wine's concerned, and it's the same where time is concerned.
Yeah,
you know, that's another thing, Charlie, as well. Like, you know, when you talk about the 9 o'clock closing thing, right? And you know, working for different companies. Like when I took that job after Coppinger Row in Pichet, right? And the first thing I said to them was, you know, I want Sundays off, right? I know that I can't get every Sunday off, but I've got a family and this is important to me. And I said, the second thing is, I'm not doing more than 40 hours a week, right? And your man was like, really? And I said, well, you can't afford my time. If that's the case and you want me to break my balls, then you need to be willing to pay for that time. Simple as that. Because my time is important. I want to spend my time with my family, my loved ones, my friends, you know, or doing nothing. But it's my time.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah, there's a value to it.
And that's important.
Yeah, and it's like a value here mentally.
100%.
And emotionally, and what you're getting to do, you know, live.
Listen, I saw somebody, right, and I'm quite open about this, you know, with mental troubles and all of that sort of stuff, and alcoholism and, you know, drugs, and that's the industry that we work in.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
And this guy, Roland Anderson, he changed my life. Seriously, Charlie, he changed my life, man. The way in which he got me to think about things and analyze, and I guess self-worth and self-importance.
Roland, therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I do know him. Yeah. Of course I do. He's a deadly
ledge.
He's a ledge.
He's a ledge. And like, he changed my life, and what he did and what I feel I've achieved because of it on the back of that, you know, it's I recommend it to everybody to go and try and get
it's
help
about
like
checking in, like, kind of with life and yourself kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And are you doing what you actually want to be doing, or are you just in old habits?
Yeah. And
Bad
the
habits
importance of time.
Yeah.
And the importance. And so when I look at closing at 9 o'clock and, you know, and you say, right, well, you could earn an extra couple of quid. Is it worth it, though? It's not worth it. There's so many other factors, not just for me, that have a knock-on effect through closing at 10 o'clock. And that's down to the staff. It's down to my family, you know, and me. And so, and then the staff's family and all these other people. And, you know, so it's important.
And it's brave to be able to do that as well, mate. I think it's brave to say, no, that's the line. That's what we're doing. because I value these other things.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
really, and that's one of the big changes I think I see in hospitality now is like you would say, or a chef now is going to see, the chef's staying 65, 70 hours.
Yeah.
Doesn't really happen.
Nah. It shouldn't happen though.
It shouldn't happen because they end up actually burning out essentially in a number of different ways.
Begrudging going into work.
Fucking
man.
bitter and twisted.
Yeah.
Bitter and twisted. They're the guys that are shouting at waitresses and banging pots. Ending up, with, mental health issues, drink, drugs issues, whatever it is, all that stuff. It's just escapism. It's not happy with where their life is at.
That's exactly escapism. 100%. And actually, when you think about it, what we provide for people is their escapism, right? So in order for us to make sure that we can do that in the best possible way, we need to make sure that we look after one another, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't provide that service and that food and all of those wonderful things that people love to go and enjoy if we can't do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
That kind of way, and we can't give ourselves a good environment to work in.
Yeah, and that's why you have to be careful as well as to separate the player from the play.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you're putting on a show,
Yeah.
not to be too much in the show.
Yeah.
Do you know?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a great saying I heard. It was some ancient Chinese thing, which is we all have two lives, but we only get to live our second life when we realise that we only have one life.
Yes.
And that's about time being valuable.
So true.
And
that's where I feel like I'm in at the moment. Like I also feel like I'm kind of in this conundrum. It's like, we have an amazing product, and I feel blessed, like I said before, with what it is that we do, and having two shops, which I never intended to have in the first place. But I have them, and I'm delighted that they're busy. But I guess it's like I need to work on that aspect of my time, because again, my time is lost. No, it's not lost. My time is filled with
absorbed,
with the businesses, and I want to be able to get to a stage where, I've got the balance back again. So,
and that would have been a wake up, I'd imagine you got from your back thing.
man.
That just good. And you have to lie on your ass and your back for a while thinking about stuff.
Oh, dude.
That's good to make you, to ground you.
Dude, I sneezed and she was up on me. What you doing? And I'm like, man, just
love, man. That's the love. That's the love.
Don't move. Don't do that. I'm like, fucking hell, just lying here straight, man. I was like, oh, God.
Come here.
It was awful.
Come here. Tell me about Clontarf. It was never in the plan. It just it evolved. What happened? How did that happen?
So Clontarf actually was always in the plan.
Oh.
So what had happened was, we had looked at Clontarf, we had spoken to the landlords, and they were like, yes, we like the idea. And then they got back to us, and there was a few kind of issues, and they wanted me maybe to do something with them. I was like, okay, fine.
Okay, they wanted you to be there. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, okay.
What did it used to be before?
It was Canoodle. It used to be a Canoodle, a little takeaway kind of noodle place, right?
Yeah.
So there was issues apparently with the previous landlords, or there was just issues with stuff, right? So the guys came back to me and said, look, I think it's going to be a while. We'll let you know when it's available, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. No probs. So I waited about a year, and when I opened Sutton, I kind of forgot about Clontarf. It was always in the background. I opened Sutton, and then about a week of me opening Sutton, he says to me, are you ready to open Clontarf? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've just, okay, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be, Clontarf was supposed to open first. And then if anything came after,
if it worked, then you maybe have a second one. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why there was
So obviously your man seeing what you were doing in Sutton, I meant...
Well, no, I just think the legalities finished up.
Okay, there was a bit of jazz that the suits were dealing with.
Exactly. So there was I think all of that sort of stuff.
They'd complicate the opening of a box of cigarettes.
100, exactly. Yeah. So then that fucking held things up, right? And then what happened was they also needed to bring back the property to box fresh, essentially, for me to take. So there was a load of stuff that they needed to take out. So then that took another 4 months.
Yeah.
which suited me down to the ground, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. And
then
it
that's why
gave
we
you time.
opened. Exactly. So then we opened in June.
Okay.
We got the keys in the April, and then we opened in June. But it was that process. It was like a year and a half of just sitting there waiting, driving past and seeing it, and be like, one day.
It's gonna happen.
One day, it's gonna happen.
Was it was seafront always in your head for both places? No, I'm thinking it's Darren a mad sea lover. I'm gonna bring you for a swim after this.
No chance, mate. I ain't getting in that water. No, I just literally. In fairness, I was actually a little bit unsure about the location of the property.
Right.
Which
Clontarf?
Clontarf.
Right. Yeah.
I was unsure. But again, in my mindset, I think I'm a gambler at heart. Do you know that
we
kind
all
of
take fucking risks. You have to take risks to open a business. You got to take risks.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Again, if I don't go, I don't know. So let's do it.
Yeah.
And let's
rather regret something you tried than be sitting there going, what 100%, if? That would eat you.
Yeah. And again, Anne, I think, was a big catalyst.
She pushed you.
I think she was more comfortable with the location, possibly more so than what I was. And even where, even for like, you walk into the place and the way in which the place looks. In my mind, I was just like, we'll do exactly what we did in fucking Sutton. I'll just put up a load of fucking lights. We'll turn it down. I don't give a shit. Seats, music. As long as there's good music, there'll be a vibe.
Good music, lights and warmth.
That's it.
That's a vibe.
Exactly.
And the right human being.
That's it.
In floating around the place,
And I'm like, I'll do that. And she was like, no. So she kind of designed the whole place. And like, it's amazing. She's done an amazing job on it, right?
Yeah. It is.
With some input from me.
Yeah.
But it was majority. It was her.
You knew when to get your oar in and when to not.
Big time. But the majority of it was her. And like, the vibe is right.
And she probably taught you to have a bit of belief in yourself and the product, no?
Yeah.
Because we question ourselves a lot.
I definitely.
Will it won't?
100%.
And once you go into that wormhole,
100%.
it can be dangerous.
It's like imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Am I doing this? Do I belong?
Do I belong? Especially in the wine industry as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
But
coming back to the wine, were you always a wine man? Were you always a wine buff?
Nah.
So when you came over from London, it was just from the industry.
It was just from the
bars,
industry.
The restaurants, Sarah, you worked in always had a sommelier. They always would have, would have been serious wine.
Shanahan's is where it started, actually.
Yeah.
So Shanahan's.
How come you worked there too? Did you?
I worked there for 5 years in Shanahan's, man. Yeah, in the heyday,
fine dining motherfucker.
In the heyday,
look at you, cool as hell. You're actually a fine dining. You're one of those dudes, Darren. Before I got to know you,
mate. Oh yeah,
fully white shirt, black shoes, black apron, standing over in the corner,
prim
no expression,
and proper.
Yeah, waiting for someone's head to move, and you're over there.
Oh yeah, bang! Napkin falls on the floor, fold it, bosh, on the table. Shanahan's. So like Nisa, that was a sommelier there. There was a geezer that worked there called Cormac, right? And this guy, I think he must be about 100. No, he's not 100. He just looked fucking amazing, right? And he was a lot older than me. But it was as if this geezer, he'd sell sand to Arabs, man. I don't know how he did it. Right. And I just used to watch him. I thought it was just spectacular the way this guy could just go over. And like, this person didn't want to buy a bottle of wine for 100 quid, but he sold them a bottle of wine for 150 quid. They wanted to spend 50. Do you know that? Like how he did it. And I just be like mesmerized. I'm like, Cormac, teach me, show me, and then Nisa, I'd be like, show me, tell me. Because for me, in my mind, the more money I got I got them to spend,
bigger the more tip.
That's exactly
and the tip was a percentage.
So that was more my thinking rather than the wine side.
Yeah, fair.
But then the knowledge enabled me to sell more.
Yeah.
And then, left there, went to work with Eric and Michelle for Eli.
Yeah.
Big wine bar.
Big jam.
Institution in the wine industry in Ireland.
So you were on Eli Place or CHQ?
I was CHQ.
You were CHQ?
I opened CHQ, yeah.
You there when I was doing Oktoberfest? No.
Yes, I was. I was there. Yeah. You got me tickets to go and see Kruder and Dorfmeister.
There you go. Come on, did I? Yeah, I forgot.
You got me tickets to go and see Kruder, man. I remember that well.
Yeah.
Or was it just Dorfmeister? I think it was just one of them that was there.
DJ Kick Session. Great album.
That's it. Yeah,
great
amazing album.
Great album. 99 maybe, was it?
Yeah, long time.
So then you had from Eli, because that's
so
it,
Eli,
obviously.
and then I'd gone to, there was a few other places, but Coppinger Row, and then I guess with the experience of those two places, there, and then working with Kieran and actually really kind of, I guess, writing the wine lists or having more of an input in Coppinger Row's wine list, and then going to Pichet and writing the wine lists. So I rewrote the wine list for Pichet. I write the wine list for Mercantile Group as a whole. So what's that? I don't know, 10 units. So I've done that for the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how long. Anyway, but like, I guess it was more just a stumbled upon, you know. I've done the...
And then you loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
Like, that's what got me into the trouble in the first place. Do you know what I mean? You know?
The juice stays sweet, it stays good, it works.
Yeah, man.
It works, I can confirm it works.
I can confirm it works. That's why I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'm off the sauce. I don't drink either. Yeah,
I try not to.
Yeah.
Because it's... obviously, I've got to taste stuff and whatever else. Just spit it out.
Yeah.
And the odd bit might go down. But, like, generally...
Yeah.
Nah, man. It's too much negativity has come from that.
Yeah.
To go back there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to turn the party off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Like,
loved...
I love to party.
Yeah, we love the party. But I enjoy partying now, actually, sober.
Really?
Yeah.
I find it
But
quite difficult.
Do you know what I do, though? I finish earlier.
Really?
I finish it. It could be 12, it could be
Yeah.
12:30. Rarely past 1.
Yeah.
It could be 11:30. And I do an Irish goodbye, usually.
Just sneak out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I've got to that stage where I don't mind myself being out with the... I found it quite difficult in the beginning, to go out and how do I don't know, just be without drinking, and I guess, I don't know whether you find this, like when you're in your four walls, right? So when you're in your manor, you feel like you can talk to anybody, you can do anything, you feel very comfortable because it's your four walls, right? And then when I step outside of those four walls, that same person that I was talking to, and they say to you, do you want to come for dinner? That would fucking freak me out.
Okay.
I'm freaked on that side of things because it's like, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable outside of the working environment. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
It's a personal thing, or it's a...
Yeah.
But I found that, so that then with the no drinking, because the drinking side of things alleviated that anxiety and that thought process, my own demons, I guess, right?
Well, your head, your head will be actually, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I guess from that perspective, the drink helped, and now it was, I'm able to do it now. It's fine, but before I did find it difficult.
The beginning, yeah. I think it's how I find going out or not drinking depends on where my head is at before I go out.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you there. If I'm in a good place,
Yeah. If you're in a
if
good
I'm
place,
comfortable.
it's grand. Yeah, if you're comfortable.
But there's times when I have had stress or other things in my day, or there's something going on, and I don't feel like interacting with other human beings, and making a bit of small talk and doing this. And that's when I'll cancel.
Yeah. Just not
I'll
doing
give
it.
a call. I just say no, can't do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to give a big description. Of what it is. It's just I'm sorry, can't do it.
Yeah.
Either give them a call or give them a text.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends would know my situation, so they'd know, they'd understand, But I find it's because in our game we deal with people so much. I get peopled out.
100%.
Peopled out. Like if I don't, like dogs in there and down on the beach, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, you walk your dog, you must listen to loads of podcasts. I don't listen to shit, man. That's my quiet time. I listen to the sea.
Nothing. Yeah.
And that is the quiet in the mind, and it's something I found is that it's You
It's
know,
therapeutic,
it was,
innit?
yeah, it was, but when I was boozing, it was great. I had no problem dealing because it was dealing with humans, loads of them.
Yeah, because
probably
you black
I
it
just,
out.
yeah, I wasn't present all the time.
You're
there.
not present.
No,
and it's the alcohol that's taken over, and it's just pushing you through that
yeah,
thought process.
yeah.
You know?
And then when I'm out and I feel, you know what, I'm a bit tired.
done.
I've had enough. People are starting to get a bit loose.
The same conversation.
When they repeat themselves, you just get out of there. I'm like, that's it. That's the sign. That's the sign. You know what I mean?
Bosh.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Gonna pull an Irish.
Yeah.
And I
Irish
actually,
goodbye.
I can handle people, you know, when they're boozy. No, not drunk, but just a bit drunk. It's people on bag. I find them.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
I told you,
done.
I'm done with that now because they're just projecting.
Yeah.
They're not. They're like transmitters. They just transmit. They don't receive. They don't listen.
Yeah.
They're looking through you. They're looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're totally.
They're not with you.
They're so unpresent.
Yeah.
When you're talking,
Yeah.
they're in their head talking about what they're going to say next.
100%.
You know, and that I don't know.
But we've all been there.
Yeah, we've been that fish.
We've all been there. Do you know? Like it's yeah.
And it's so endemic across society now, man.
Yeah.
You have a young lad. My lad's 19.
Yeah.
I talked to him openly about it.
Of course.
But it would, you know.
Listen, I feel like it's inevitable where young people are concerned that they are, if they're not in that environment, that, you know, if they're not trying it themselves, then their friends are going to try it or whatever. Like, but, you know, to be able to have the conversation, you know, and be open about these things, it's only going to put them in good stead moving forward, man. You have to do that. Because otherwise it's unfucking realistic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And other life things. I have conversations with my son that I would never, our generation, my folks wouldn't. And it would have been great, by the way, if somebody came and said to me, come here, this is how this works.
Yeah.
Here's a little, I'm like, you know, I spent 5-7 years stumbling in my late teens, early 20s through some things, developing personal development things, you know.
I wish you'd have told me about that,
you
man.
know, and
you could have said it would have made things a lot easier. Seriously. I had a conversation with my old man recently, right? And I was talking to him about the mushroom side of things, and I was saying, oh, yeah, I did ayahuasca. And he's like, what's that? I had a good I was chatting to him for about, I don't know, it was about 2 hours, telling him everything about it, you know? And he was, I guess it's only now, with seeing his children grow up and having snippets of conversations about certain things. And he was like, oh, I'd love to do that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
It's a little bit intense, Dad, but, you know.
It's full on. And when you get on that train, you know what I mean?
You ain't getting off for 8 hours.
No. It's
8 hours
an
of
express with no stopping. Yeah. Where
tough.
did you do it?
I did it in Ireland.
Did you do it in a place in Longford? No.
Nah, there was a geezer actually that was working for them, and he kind of stepped away from them. But he was a mate of mine. I used to work with him, and he was like, I said to him, because I was looking at that place in Longford, and I said to him, are you in that picture online or whatever it is? And he said to me, yeah, that's me. I said, oh, can I come in and, you know, I want to do ayahuasca? And he was like, yeah, nah, I don't really do it anymore with them, but I can get the stuff and we can do it together. So I was like, okay, fine. So I rented...
you want to sip? Are you all right?
No, I'm all right, bro. I rented a chalet in Tipperary. I didn't know how far fucking Tipperary was from Dublin. I was driving for fucking ages. You get down to this.
How long have you been fucking here?
I know, man. It's not that side of town that I'm going to, you know? So we drove down there, and, man, I cried for 8 hours.
Wow.
8 hours straight, mate.
And it was just the two of you?
Just the two of us.
And he was a guide?
He was the guide.
Okay.
So he played the music and did all of that sort of stuff. I lay there fucked up for 8 hours.
Did he have rapé?
Yeah.
First, yeah.
Did all of that stuff and the snuff, is it? Like
that's the rapé, the snuff stuff. Yeah, they blow it up your nose.
So we did that, and then and then I remember getting up and going to the toilet, and then he came back and he's like, "You all right?" I says, "Yeah, it's fine." He says, "Do you want some more?" I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then did the wheels came off.
Second dose,
second dose, but it was it was amazing, and. You know, I feel like...
It's transformative.
Dude, every fucker that runs a country or that runs a company should do that shit before they are allowed in. Okay, I'm fucking telling you, open your mind, right? But seriously, like, you know, I don't think they should be allowed in politics, or you should be allowed to run a multinational.
I'm just picturing Donald Trump.
Could you imagine?
Blowing jumps. And shitting like the fire hose.
Exactly.
With the makeup running down his face, the orange lines. Sorry, I couldn't have brought it there, but I do think it's a brilliant point what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a perspective.
Totally.
And also,
empathy.
That, and also
Ego.
makes you aware of the earth.
Yes.
And the whole, the system.
Where we fit in
Our
that
place,
system.
yeah. And how small you are, really, in the bigger
Like,
thing.
the ego is eroded.
It does. It's ego deflation. It's just,
You know?
yeah. And that's a bit of a permanent state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
You know?
It's profound. It is so profound. Yeah, it's mental. Yeah, crazy time.
Yeah.
But good, though.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. And it would be, yeah, I don't think my old man's going to do it, though.
No?
Nah. As much as it's interesting for him to talk to me about it and have those conversations, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that there's so much talk now.
You've done it, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, yeah. I don't know, Oscar, yeah. And there's so much now about hallucinogens and using it for just different personal developments and mindfulness, or treatments for addiction, or just people coming to breaks or blocks in their life.
Yeah.
And being able to get perspective and seeing that.
Yeah.
Whatever that block is, be it workaholic, alcoholic, drug addict, pornography is another big thing that's everywhere now, or that people with addictions are really suffering for it. So,
but like, I mean, if you think about, like, say, the industry that we're in and the people that work within that industry, to be able to provide them with something to help. I'm not saying that everybody needs, you know, therapy within the industry, but there does become a stage, and I'm sure it's obviously not just the restaurant industry or the service industry, but, like, you know, to be able to offer that chef that is getting hammered, you know, the time or a safe place for him to go and take something where he can reset and recharge and reflect. Yeah. You know, and come back, and then, you know, he comes back into that kitchen and it's a different fucking place.
it's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah.
You know, and we were speaking earlier about, like, and this is why I think it's endemic in hospitality. Part of our job is wearing a mask, a cloak,
100%.
being on stage, having to be, you know, having to be these things that you're not.
Yeah.
And it's being able then to take that off afterwards, which is not always easy.
And be comfortable doing it.
Be comfortable doing it. And then if you're working so many hours where you're doing this, it's showing your real self and exposing your real self.
Yeah.
Do you know? So, yeah, I think that and the kind of people that get into this industry tend to be a lot of neurodivergent people and, you know, people pleasers.
Yes.
You know, is another thing that it will be, you know, because that's what we do. We don't say no.
But I find myself, though, since I've opened the two shops, I'm more comfortable in saying no now. And I'm more comfortable in, I guess, because you're working for somebody else. If you're working for somebody else, you have to do things the way in which they want you to do them, right? But where I'm concerned, I don't work for anybody else now. I work for myself. If I don't like something, I ain't fucking doing it.
Yeah, and that's been present enough to be able to go, hang on.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is not good for me, for the team.
Yeah.
I'm making a little bit extra, but what am I losing? And being able to stand back and see that. And that's something I think ayahuasca would probably have helped you get a perspective
100%.
on stuff like that.
Definitely, 100%. You know,
cliche, the wood from the trees.
Yeah.
You know,
but like, totally. You come out of that, and I think it took me like a good week.
Oh, yeah, afterwards.
Yeah, to actually sit down and talk to Anne and, you know, and then talk to her again about certain things. Like, I was like shook at the end of it, man.
My first ayahuasca retreat was a 3-day silent retreat.
Wow.
No talking.
Wow.
No talking.
Wow.
And as you know, fond of an old chat.
You like to
I'll
talk,
make a bit of noise.
Yeah.
I'll make a bit of noise.
Fuck.
And I was on the car on the way there.
Yeah.
And it was I was living in Croatia at the time, and I was heading off into the mountains in Zagreb with a really good mate. And he said to me, "Oh, you know it's a silent retreat." And I went, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a silent retreat." And I went, "I didn't know that." And he goes, "Did I not tell you?" I went, "No." And he goes, "You're going to be okay with that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I suppose." And I found it really hard for the first, not really hard, but hard for the first day.
Yeah, I'd say.
But obviously there was no phones. We were up in the mountains. We were in a house. There was no conversation. The first night, and it was 2 nights. We'd done ritual and ceremony, okay, and obviously one of the shaman's helpers, who was a Croatian guy, spoke English, came to me after the first night. I was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he's like, "Okay." So that was all the chats.
Yeah.
But by the time we got through literally the start of the second day, I was really enjoying not talking and the silence and the fact that there wasn't ego coming into the next day where I went, "Come here, did you feel, I felt this, I felt this, da 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 da," and then you're going, "Oh, I felt this." Yeah, you're almost competing. You don't mean to be, but you're competing about what it is.
Yes.
And I think what happens then is you probably absorb, if you tell me about your experience, I probably absorb some of that unwittingly and put it into my experience, so I make it my own.
100%.
So it was entirely
yours,
entirely mine. There was one, like, before
so interesting.
there was 8 people. Some people, 2 of us had never done it, and some of them had done quite a bit of ayahuasca.
Right. Okay.
A lot of ceremonies.
Okay.
One person, I think, was plus 15 ceremonies. Wow. Okay, and she was adamant about there's to be no communication whatsoever. And this is where we were talking. There was questions about how we're going to cook, and in fairness, your man said. The shaman was Peruvian, and his assistant was Croatian. There was a Croatian shaman and then an assistant one. And we'd asked him, like, someone else, "How are we going to cook?" And he goes, "We don't know. We'll figure it out." It was the first time they had ran a silent one, okay? Wow, okay. And this one particular girl was like, "There's no communication on this." Now, in the morning, Darren, we'd get up. We're all sleeping in one room on mats on the floor. And in the morning, if I'd seen you, I'd give you a nod, okay? And I could see this one communication Nazi was getting pissed off at me that I was nodding at people, kind of just acknowledging them.
That's not talking.
I know. She was really into the comms, right? No toms. So this, you could feel the energies of people and the vibe. And this had happened. And it was interesting because at the end of it, we had a sharing circle and we'd spoke, all of us. And she acknowledged that. She said, "I was getting a bit annoyed in the beginning of day 2 with people non-verbal communication. And then I realised, and I went, yeah, that was me. And she went, yeah, it was you. And she goes, and then I realised it was silly of me to be actually annoyed with you. That was just your way of being. And it was actually stealing my headspace. She was allowing it to steal her own headspace. Yeah. So she was like, thanks for that, because it taught me something about life, you know.
Clever.
And it was,
how interesting that she put a positive spin on that.
Yeah, because she had to sit with herself.
Yes.
She just had to sit with that. Had to sit with that. No one was going. There was nothing to distract you.
Yeah.
You could go for a walk off in the hills. You know, there was lighting a fire. We cooked some food, each day. And then just getting ready for the ceremony in the evening.
And I guess it probably gets to that stage as well where actually you're not communicating, but you are kind of communicating. Do you know that kind of way? And it sounds a little bit woo-woo, but like on a subconscious level, like, you're cooking food and you're, okay, so I've got this. And, it's all visual. You can see what, and there's a flow and it's just, yeah, that's super interesting. I'd love to do the silent retreat, and there's also the no sight, the darkness retreat.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a darkness one that I've seen a couple of times.
Okay, yeah, the sensory deprivation one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we had masks.
Right, you had masks as well.
Oh yeah, we were told I had a sleeping mask, or I think I had one of these things, a bandana or something like that, and they're not a bandana, a snooze, and I put that over my eyes,
Right.
like the first night. There was 8 of us, and we all got a cup.
Yeah.
We done the cup, and I was sat there, and at one stage down, the 7 other people were getting sick or making some noises, and I was sat like this, okay? Nothing. I swear. And I'm kind of going, did they give me the right stuff?
Yeah.
I'm starting to I can feel a little something. I'm getting some feelings in my
You're
stomach.
getting the warm feeling coming up.
Yeah, and I'm not getting mad visuals, but I can feel there's a bit of like, maybe I got a bit of deli belly coming, okay? And I have this, and I'm going, and then I had the second cup, and not everyone had a second cup. And my friend over here, Dixie, who's a DJ, she was in fits of laughing at one point, and then she was in fits crying. She had a lot of trauma, and that she was dealing with, and she was in fits crying. She was crying. There was someone else over here. This girl sounded like she was giving birth. She sounded like she was in labour.
Yeah, man.
There was a guy here, and I'm sat there, and going, and I thought. And it was quite funny actually. At one point, I got on the front, I got like this. I was just laying this side of things. I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm sitting up. And Dixie looks over at me. Next thing is she was in fits of crying. Next thing is she just breaks her ass laughing. Okay, she starts laughing like crazy. And the only time the silence was broken was the next day. I was sitting around a fire outside having a fag, and Dixie comes home and she's sitting there having a fag, and she goes, "Charlie, come on, say something." I'm like, and she goes, "You remember last night when I started laughing at you? It was just because I could just picture you there. Everyone getting sick, and you're there. Like, I picture you with a bag and a beer." She goes, "Well, you weren't getting sick last night." And I'm like, No.
And did you get anything off of it?
Oh, I did. And I didn't get sick. I wasn't coming out here. I was coming out lower.
Right,
I was having some serious bowel movements.
Right, okay.
Okay. So it ran through. And I think as well, when it's your first time, the first night, they give you a smaller amount.
Right, okay.
Because on the second night, we had bigger cups.
Right, okay.
And I had much more. Obviously, I want to make sure you don't freak out.
Yeah.
Which is fair, because we were the only two that were first timers.
Right, okay.
The other people would have had experience
but
with.
That's good though.
Absolutely, it's responsible.
Well, 100%, because it's fucking scary.
People can lose their mind.
It's scary.
It is. You know, it's not for everybody.
No, 100%.
No, and it's about context, environment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of reason. Have you read the book Michael Pollan, How to Change Your Mind?
No.
Have you seen a documentary, How to Change Your Mind?
I've seen something, like I've read, to be honest, I should read it because I've heard quite a bit about it actually.
That's a great one, and he looks at the different ones in different cultures and all that kind of stuff, you know.
It's super interesting. But that actually, it's funny that, I don't know, have you done it since?
No. 3 years ago, actually, I got a message from my Croatian. Well. I got a message from my Croatian mate, and he sent me a picture from the drive there saying it's 3 years ago.
Really?
3 years ago, like it must have been his phone gave him the memory because it was October.
And would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was actually saying it's been 3 years. I think we need more medicine.
Do it again. Yeah.
You know, and in the society, it's regarded as a medicine. It's regarded as a.
I'd be apprehensive about doing it in a group environment, though.
Would you?
That was because I experienced it on my own.
Yeah.
And, you know, yes, I was sick. And, I went to the toilet a couple of times, you know.
I did get sick, actually, the second night, sorry, just to correct, but go on,
I got sick and there was these multicoloured crabs coming out of my mouth, mate, scuttling away down the bucket. It was fucking funny.
Yeah.
It was...
Funny and not funny?
That bit was funny. There was other sickness where it was like, that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
You know? And then I
black
woke up...
stuff that's coming out as well, which is... it's
black
like
stuff.
So it don't look so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, in my one, it was like it was filling the room. The smoke was filling the room.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming, right? And then I would come to, and your man is standing over me, and he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm okay now." And again, crying my fucking eyes out. But I guess...
you felt a big, massive emotional release, did you?
Yeah, massive.
And did you find the stuff blocked in you that was like...
Yeah, I feel like...
Was there any particular trauma without getting into it that you were kind of getting in touch with?
Charlie? It was more so the fact I came over when I was 19.
Look,
so, like, being here and also... I guess it was more so... It's like talking to Roland Anderson, right? So, it's not... I didn't know myself other than being dad. Being...
Yeah, because what age were you when you had Cooper?
So, well, actually, no, I came over here just when I turned 20, so I was 21.
When you had Cooper?
Yeah.
Ooh, grow up quick.
So I didn't know it. Like, for me, it was like, who am I? And I really struggled with that kind of, what do I do? Who am I? What you know, everything to do with that, you know?
Your own sense of identity.
Yeah, self of identity. That's exactly it. So then seeing Roland, that really helped. And then doing the ayahuasca, I guess, obviously the emotional side of things, that release and just, I don't know, everything just came out. It was fucking mental.
Just opening the floodgate kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. But it was something that I would definitely look to go back and do. Yeah.
Has Anne done it?
No.
Any interest?
I think she's more apprehensive.
Right. Yeah.
Charlie, I feel like there's some, like even when you talk to people, and I guess I spoke to this guy on Saturday. This is mental, right? So I went into work. I just pulled in. I said hello to Katie, the girl, the barista, and there was this couple that was sitting at the bar. They were having a coffee, and we were chatting, and they were talking about the DJ and the music, and then the wood and all this sort of stuff. And I don't know how we got onto. I think it was obviously bouncing off from the DJ, and I was like, yeah, take a load of mushrooms and just veg out or something like that. Me being a fucking joke anyway, right? And then we got talking, and we got onto the ayahuasca. Like, it was so random. I was there for about 45 minutes just chatting about this stuff. And he's a chemist. He's not a chemist, but he kind of works in this environment of how
like a pharmacologist or like
something like that, yeah.
Okay, or works in chemistry.
Yeah, kind of chemistry, but he kind of works for big corporations that would and how the benefits of these medicines can help people.
Yeah,
right. So be it mushrooms, ayahuasca, MDMA, whatever it is.
DMT, ibogaine,
exactly.
Yeah.
All of these different things. And it was interesting to get his insight into it, and he'd never done any of them. Even though he studies the effects and how they can help people, but it was just really, it was such it
brought it back to you.
Yeah, an impromptu conversation that brought it all back to me to want to feel like I need to go back down that rabbit hole.
Well, they say that like Aya finds you, you're gonna find it, and will find you at the right time.
Yeah,
like the first time I done it, that living in Croatia, my mate had done it, and I was saying to him for about a year, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And he was living on an island. I was in Split. And there's these South American lads that sell jewellery and stuff on the beach. And I'd always buy stuff off them because they're kind of hobos going around and stuff,
Yes.
And I'd sit with them for half an hour, have a bit of the crack, chat with them, find out a little bit about them. I'd be on my Todd quite a bit when I was there. Finn could have been in school or something, And I'm sitting, and I started looking at their stuff.
Yeah.
And the first thing I seen, I was like, this thing I said, I negotiated about something. I think I was buying a present for somebody. And I do the haggling.
Yeah.
And then and he started getting out more stuff out of his box or out of his bag when he'd seen I was a serious one.
Yeah.
And he took out this thing, and I went to him straight away. I said, I'm going to buy that. I said, and I'm not going to haggle with you on this.
Yeah.
But will you give me a fair price?
Yeah.
I said, I really like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. And it's this, right? And he said, do you know what it is? Right? And I says, no, I have no idea what it is. So that's the vine, one of the two ingredients you use in making ayahuasca. Right? Yeah, right? It's called boa, I can't remember the name of it. That's a piece of the vine. Do you know it's a vine and leaves? And he says to me, no, it is. I says, no. And he said, that's the vine from, the medicine ayahuasca. I went, so I go, so I buy a few presents for people. Yeah. People pray to come up. Leave, ring Chombe, the guy who was trying to organise this for about a year. And I said, dude, or messaged him, what's the story? When are we doing this? Sends me back a message going, shit. Sends me back a message going, shit, forgot to tell you, we're going in 5 days. I meant to tell you 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. I've been up to my eyeballs. He was working DJ in summers, and he was like, "We're going in 5 days." And he's like, "Oh shit, you got to get your diet right. I'm really sorry because you got to watch your diet for a couple of weeks. And what you're eating." Yeah, which I didn't fully stick to anyway.
No, I didn't stick to that.
And that's how it happened for me, which was which again, that's when they say it finds you. So that's mad, and I haven't taken that off since.
It's amazing.
I've always heard that.
There you go. That was a sign, man.
Yeah. You talk about the universe.
Yeah, seriously though.
Yeah, big time.
Awesome.
Come in, Darren. I love talking to you, man. I have a few questions to ask you about vino. We're going.
Yeah.
So here, question for you. Okay. What on wine stuff? What trend do you like at the moment that's happening with wine? And what trend do you like with wine? And what trend or thing would you like to see fucking fade out? You've a pain, it's over.
I think What trend do I like with wine? I love the fact that there's, you know, I guess younger people drinking wine. I see all demographics that come into Cooper's that are drinking wine. I know it's not just a wine thing, but a people perspective. I feel like the fact that there's younger people getting involved in wine is great. From the product perspective, I love the fact that we are now able to, and we don't question wines from different countries. You know, it could be Brazilian wine, it could be Croatian wine, it could be Hungarian wine, Austrian wine, Romanian wine.
Yeah,
Like there's
Syrian,
all these, Syrian, Lebanese. Like there's all these different amazing countries that produce wines, and due to the fact of political reasoning, I'm sure they couldn't get their wine out of their country, and now we get the opportunity to taste these amazing wines. So that is amazing. I feel from a perspective of wines that should not be allowed, this is going to be controversial, but fuck them. Natural wines. Now, let me finish, right?
Okay.
So I don't mind natural wines. I like natural wines. I like orange wines. I feel like there is
green wines was a bit on trend a little while ago, wasn't it?
Green.
Yeah.
Is there a green one?
Yeah, there's a green one.
I'm off the heartbeat, bro. I'm not on that beat, man. You know. But do you know what it is? I feel like some wineries produce natural wines. So I don't want my wine to smell like cabbage or wet socks. Don't talk to me. It should be smelling like dog or something, right?
The bouquet, the smell of it, you eat with your nose first. That would kill me. Yeah.
So, and it's like, you know, they make 40 wine, put a funky label on it and say, yeah, this is what we're selling. This is natural wine and we're going to charge you 50 quid or 60 quid. It's bollocks. That, for me, I don't like. But natural wine, when it's made properly, is delicious and it's refreshing and it's lovely and it's complex. So I guess it's like anything. It's making stuff that's good and not shit. But that would be my bugbear. Yeah.
That would be your pet peeve or your pet hate would be.
Yeah. Like we went to Spain a couple of years ago with boutique wines, and we went to this geezer. Finca Pereira was the winery. It's a small little winery in Penedès. And this geezer is organic, biodynamic, natural as can be, right?
Right, yeah.
And we saw the process, and it really opened my eyes to, I guess, the intricacies of making wine, but also natural wine, and the fact that his wines can age. It just was a really insightful trip. Right. And from that perspective, I take what I've said. I don't mean to be flippant in what I've said. Do you know that kind of way? Because there are people out there and there are farmers out there, and that's what they are. They're farmers. Yeah. And they make fucking good wine. Yeah. And I don't have the right to question what they do because it's not my taste. Do you know that kind of way? Yeah. So, you know, I it's a personal preference. Yeah. You know?
I'm with you. Yeah. I know what you mean. So listen, I know what would be your... You know, you've only got one meal, you're going to an island, desert island, one meal you can have, and a bottle of wine that we're going to be serving or giving, you know. I know you wouldn't be, you know. So, what would be your one meal you'd want to have?
Oh, mate. That's a tough one, man. This question should have been given to me before so I could prep.
I should give you these quick fire questions before.
You know what I mean? I could have prepped on this one, bro.
You've been thinking about it for ages, though. You're in your head. You've been doing your head in. Pasta, pizza, potato, steak. What is it?
It would be, I think it would be... I think it'd be just steak and chips, isn't it?
Steak and chips, yeah. Steak, chips and eggs, maybe.
Steak and chips and eggs, yeah.
Get the
a nice fat fucking ribeye, right? Loads of salt and pepper on an open fire, bish bash bosh, chunky chips, runny egg,
nice,
and a nice bottle of I don't know, an Alvaro Palacios wine or something, Spanish.
We're going to say Alvaro, nice, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that would be my advice. Nice. You know, if I was drinking.
Yeah. I know what you mean. If you're going to enjoy it. Yeah. Come here. Final question down.
Bro.
Where in Dublin would you advise to go for a nice food, nice wine experience that is not your place, obviously?
Yeah.
You know? You're taking Anna out, you want to...
There's a few, like, I mean, I love Pichet. That's not just because I've worked there, but I love what the guys do there. The food is amazing. Harry's a great chef. Jeremy's got the service down in the front of the house thing. And it's a nice environment to go. The food is always spot on. The wine list is good. But like Eto and you know, what's the other place that they have?
Simon's place.
Trying
to borrow Eto, and it's gone out of my head. You've done this.
It's just up.
Just down from it.
It's anyway. But like those, so they're two restaurants. Amazing. The wine list is fantastic. The food is whopper. Yeah. You know,
nice and simple.
Just simple
really
food,
good,
man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I must get on to Simon.
Yeah,
I know Ryan, his brother, pretty well.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan and John from.
They just do good food.
Motors,
you know?
Yeah. It's good, simple food, and it's done really well. Yeah.
That's what it's about, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, damn, man, it's been. I have a load of questions here. I didn't ask any of them because we've just been flowing. Yeah,
been
loads of here, and it's been great though. You know,
I think we went off topic.
We did go off for a little bit, but that's all right. That happens, man. It was so good talking to you. You know,
really nice talking to you.
Really appreciate. I'm really delighted to see where you're at now with your two places. You know, on your journey, man. And you're just, you so deserve it, dude.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Charlie.
It's really good. And if you're going to buy wine and you're in North Dublin, don't go to Super Value. Don't go to Tesco's.
No.
Go to Cooper's Bottleshop. Darren, lovely having you. All right, take care.
The pleasure's all mine, bro.
Right. Okay, folks. So look, it's been great. Thanks for listening. I'm here with Darren Thompson from Cooper's Bottleshop, and proof that you do not need to leave the coast to travel the world. Buy wine and buy glass in place in Sutton and in Clontarf, both by the sea. Great beats, great snacks, great foods, great vibes. All right, it's been a pleasure.
Nice one, Charlie.